everyone, it's Laynie and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, oh my goodness, welcome. If you're returning, thank you so very much. I have a cold, so I'm far more nasally than normal, so please bear with that. But I'm really looking forward to sharing today's video with you guys because I've been doing some shopping over the last few months. I cannot lie, okay? I've been diving into fragrance once again. It's my new obsession. So if you want to see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 recent fall fragrances that I have purchased, all of which I have worn, then just keep watching. Okay, I'm going to be looking at Fragrantica for a ton of these. I did a full video on this one here, but I have to share it again because it was a haul. This is the Novatous Parfum Venom of Love, which was done with Paulina Shar here on YouTube. If you love cherry almond boozy, it's exquisite. This brand is really starting to grow on me big time. I feel like they've come so far from the first purchase I made with them. The first purchase I made was Absolutio, which is beautiful, reminds you a little bit of Baccarat, but very much more dry, woody version. And I love it, but it's not as reachable as this one here. This has that cherry, that very strong almond. I am definitely a big almond person, so if you're not, you won't like this because I do feel like the dry down is very almond. And there is cinnamon in there, or at least I pick up cinnamon, and I've been really into cinnamon boozy fragrances, especially like Inviolate from Kayali, so I'm not mad that I picked this up. They recently, Novatous had one called Raised Spirits that looks really good to me. It has a caramel note. Oh, I want to try that so bad. And then also I saw Gabby Loves Perfume, I think it is coming out with the Chocolate Lovers one. Novatous is going to be taking all my money pretty soon. So the accords in here are sweet, cherry, almond, nutty, vanilla, fruity, white floral, chocolate, alcohol, so boozy, and warm spicy. I definitely get all of that. I definitely think it's heavy on the almond side though. The cherry fades to me and becomes a true, very almond forward fragrance. I think the bottle is beautiful and it just feels luxurious, like it's heavy in your hand. It's not a cheap fragrance, but for niche, it's not like horrible. So I'm really excited I picked this up and it just looks so pretty with my other perfumes. Love it. Now on the opposite end, something very affordable. This is Sugarful and Spice by Michelle Germain. I found this at Burlington for like 20 bucks. I bought it literally just for the packaging. I can't get over how cute these are. This is so adorable because growing up, so I grew up on a, you could say farm. We didn't have animals, but it was an old farmstead, and my mom was really into antiques, and our kitchen had an antique table, which I actually have upstairs now, and she always had an old school antique sugar pourer, I don't know the proper term, and it looked just like this. I couldn't resist. And this was such an amazing blind buy. Honestly, all of these are blind buys, almost the majority. I'm a blind buy fanatic, I cannot lie. The packaging is what got me, but this is so beautiful, and for 20 bucks, I'm obsessed. I get a lot of compliments when I wear this. The accords are warm, spicy, vanilla, citrus, soft spicy, amber, fresh, sweet, floral, powdery, rose. Very true. It's very sugary. Hello, it's sugarful, but I don't feel like this is one that is cloying or headache inducing or too much or too straight up gourmand. It's a very creamy, sugary scent, and that soft spiciness in there really makes it beautiful for this time of year especially. I believe there is ginger in here. Yes, so there's blood orange, ginger, and pink pepper. Sometimes I'm not a huge fan of pink pepper, but the amber and the vanilla in here is so creamy good that I feel like it makes the soft spices so beautiful. They're not harsh at all. They're not too like up in your nose. It's like a sweet, creamy drink that has some spice in it. It's wonderful for this time of year. I can't believe I got this for 20 bucks. It honestly smells like something that would be really expensive. This is going to be very crowd pleasing. It's also not overly strong to where I feel like it's appropriate for the workplace even though it is sweet. I'm obsessed with this, honestly, like really love this. I cannot believe I got it for such a low price because it truly smells like something to me that could cost a lot of money. It's just so creamy and sweet, but in a beautifully done way. If you love sweet, you will love this because it's not just straight up cotton candy or something that seems too young. That spice in there brings it up a notch. I am addicted to this scent. It's definitely a new favorite and so good for fall. I feel silly admitting this. I repurchased Ariana Grande Cloud 2.0. I have a video of it down below and I wasn't super in love with it. And I feel silly when I have to put my foot in my mouth and change my mind later when I give a not so great review, but our minds can change and our nose can change. And the reason why my nose changed on this was, honestly, if you're looking for something that's going to smell like Cloud, just get Cloud. I think Cloud performs really well. The price is great. When I had my husband smell both of these, he actually thought Cloud was stronger. My mind changed because I was on the hunt for a Tribeca dupe by Bond number 9. And in my research, some people were saying this smells like Tribeca. And when I looked at it from that aspect, that's what changed my mind, because I am not going to spend no $400 on a bottle of perfume. But every time I go to Saks and Fifth Avenue, I fall head over heels for Tribeca, like head over heels. It's just wonderful in my opinion. And people on Fragrantica were saying like this reminds them of Tribeca. And I do pick that up. I think it is the fact that there's praline in here, which gives it that kind of chocolatey, caramely background. There's also the ambroxan. The whipped cream makes it sweet. It's woody. It really does remind me a lot of Tribeca. Tribeca obviously is up a notch. Like if I wasn't on a budget, if I felt like it was okay to spend that much money on one bottle, would I rather have Tribeca? Sure, of course. It is better than this one. But when I am jonesing to get a little bit of the Tribeca feeling, this works out, and I do think it's beautiful for this time of year, especially if you like something that's sweet, but also a little bit fresh. This isn't like little girl sweet. It's not headache-inducing sweet. It's not even gourmand sweet, in my opinion. It is fragrance sweet. It smells like a perfume, but it also has that freshness in there, which keeps it being too much. And for those of you that like a little sweet, but sometimes you're like, I don't want too much floral, I don't want to smell like a cupcake, I think this would be a good one to try out this time of year. She really is pretty, especially if you like Bond number 9 Tribeca and you want something cheaper. Try this out. Maybe your nose won't think it smells similar, but I do get those similar vibes with this one. Next up, we have Mukhallat. This is something I had thought about buying for a while and found a good deal online. I personally only like to buy Montal bottles when they're the tester bottles because I do not want to have to pull this in and out. With the regular bottles, this removes. With the tester bottles, it stays there. I much prefer that. Mukhallat is a loved and hated fragrance because it's a little bit different. This one is in the accords, fruity, sweet, vanilla, balsamic, almond, amber, powdery, nutty, musky, and I definitely get the balsamic in there. I definitely get the sweet, the vanilla, and the almond big time. This is also very, very almond forward. If you do not like almond, you will not like this. Also, this is very much like strawberry candy mixed with Peru balsam and almond. Like that's what I get. But I really love it this time of year. It's very syrupy, but the fruity aspect makes it kind of fun. I'm also finding I really like Peru balsam in fragrances. I think it takes it up a notch where the strawberry and the almond could come across kind of just young and girly and silly, where I feel like the Peru balsam lifts it up, it elevates it, it makes it more mature, but this is very syrupy. So this is why I like it in the fall, in the winter. It's extremely syrupy. I do get a little bit of that powdery note in there, but to me, it's like a thick fragrance. Thick. So if you don't like heavy, you're not going to like this. This is a beast. It's pretty heavy, and I actually really enjoy mixing it with some of my more fruity, springy, summery fragrances to bring them more into the fall and winter side of things. But I was excited to pick this up. Some people say they get a Play-Doh-y note. I really don't get that. I think I understand where they're coming from, but I don't really get that. I get it more in like Hypnotic Poison. That a lot of people say it smells like Barbie doll heads. I do also get what they're saying with that. It's not like straight up like you're sniffing a Barbie doll head, but I do understand where people are coming from. So keep that in mind. The next one was a blind buy that I'm not sure I'm totally in love with yet. I've worn it a few times. Maybe I need to wait till the real thick of winter, but I don't know. Like, when I smell it, I love it, but there's something about it on me that I'm not sure I'm obsessed with. This is Chocolate Grady by Montal. So, Chocolate Grady by Montal has the accords of vanilla, cocoa, warm, spicy, coffee, citrus, powdery, and fruity. I definitely get the powdery in there. I don't really get coffee, and I don't get fruits, in my opinion. I get a lot of the cocoa, the vanilla, the Tonka bean. To me, it very much smells like you're smelling a packet of Swiss Miss chocolate, hot chocolate before you put it in milk. It's not creamy at all. It's not milky at all. It's very powdery in that fact. It's like powdered cocoa. It smells beautiful, but part of me is like, I think I would like this in a candle or a room spray. When I wear it, I also feel like it doesn't last long on me, or I go nose blind to it. I don't smell it on myself very long. But again, maybe I need to wait until it gets colder into fall, and that might change my mind. I'm also thinking about picking up that Chocolate Queen from Novatus. So maybe this would like pair beautifully with something that is more syrupy, if that one's more syrupy chocolate. I don't know. I'm really on the fence about this one. Let me know what you guys think. If you have tried this out, I would love to hear your thoughts. Next up is one I was so excited to buy. This is Amber Fever by Mancera. This is one of my 2 Mancera purchases, and it wasn't what I expected. So these are unisex, which I am learning. I often don't love unisex. There's a time and a place for me where I want to rock a unisex, but I at my heart am a silly, playful, girly kind of woman, so it's very rare that I feel boss babe enough to rock unisex. This got my attention though because it had the caramel and the whiskey. I'm starting to fall for boozy fragrances, which is so weird because like a year ago I hated boozy fragrances, and I'm not a drinker at all. Like, I haven't had a drink since before my daughter was born, and she'll be 2 and 4 months, and I was pregnant for 9 months, so like I don't drink, but for some reason I am attracted to boozy fragrances now. Kind of funny. I don't know, maybe it feels like I'm sowing my wild oats in my own way, you know, at home, being a mom, going to work, getting wild. But it's really the caramel note in here and the whiskey note that drew me in, and the accords are woody, amber, caramel, whiskey, sweet, powdery, musky, vanilla, rose, and warm, spicy. And hazelnuts in here. That was the other thing. Tribeca has a hazelnut note. That's like another thing I was thinking of, like, oh, maybe this will kind of remind me of Tribeca. I love hazelnut notes, and it is beautiful. Do not get me wrong. Like, it's a powerhouse. It's beautiful. It's very boss babe. Do not get me wrong. I think the right woman could pull this off beautifully. It just doesn't work for me. I tried wearing it to work one day, and the whole time I just felt like an imposter, you know, like it felt like I was wearing someone else's costume. It didn't feel like me. So I had a little sample of this, which I totally forgot about. I should have smelled it first. But anyways, I was like, oh, I'm going to give the sample to my husband, let him try it out. And on him, it was incredible. Like, one of the best fragrances he's ever worn, in my opinion. Like, he rocked this fragrance. So my plan is to stick this in his Christmas pile of goodies at Christmas time because he smelled delectable in it. Like, really amazing. If you have a man in your life and you want to get him a unique fragrance that not every other guy is going to smell like not your Axe, not your Sauvage, like something different, try Amber Fever on a man. It is stunning. Next up, we have a random little, I was walking through Target and I couldn't resist moment. This is the Amande, basically almond version of Soli notes. In here you have main accords of almond, vanilla, sweet, white floral, nutty, woody, powdery, floral, and warm, spicy. They claim to be Soli notes, but they're not really. You can pick up more than that. So there's almond, passion fruit, jasmine, tonka bean, vanilla, and sandalwood. If you, again, like almond forward fragrances, you will really like this. This one to me honestly comes across a bit unisex. If you know a man in your life who's comfortable with wearing something that almost leans feminine, but very unisex in my opinion. And I definitely get the soft spicy in there. Like, there is something that really like feels a bit spicy in there. So for fall, winter, Very beautiful. Not like amazing longevity because it's a cheapie, but definitely the perfect size to pop in your bag, reapply, and I'm definitely excited to give this more of a wear. This might be my fragrance of the day, actually. The next two are brand new ones everyone is talking about in the fragrance community, and the first one is Red Temptation Winter. So I picked up the original Red Temptation because it was a dupe for Baccarat Rouge. If you don't know, I went through a big phase of like buying every dupe I could for Baccarat. I'm past it. But I did get really interested when I heard about this one. A lot of people were claiming it was going to be a dupe for the Baccarat Rouge Extrait. I couldn't think for a second. I disagree because to me the Extrait is very almond forward. This is not. The accords in here are sweet, warm, spicy, patchouli, metallic, earthy, leather, fruity, white floral, and tobacco. So you do get the Red Temptation in here, like you know it's a sister to that. But to me this is a much more dirty, edgy, different twist on it. I definitely get like that metallic note in there. Leather. It's like grungy, you guys. I do actually enjoy wearing this, which is interesting because I was saying I don't usually love unisex. My toddler just came inside from playing outside with her dad, so there might be some noise in the background. She's edgy, and honestly, she reminds me a bit of Amber Fever. I'm more likely to grab this because it's a cheapie, and it's not like something I'm obsessed with, but at the same time, I'm kind of obsessed with. That doesn't make sense, I know, but when I want to feel like a bad bee, I'm going to grab this. Definitely unisex, definitely something I feel like a man could rock, but definitely get the metallic, edgy, grungy vibe in there. So if you're looking for something that's like that beautiful, airy, sweet, almondy version of Baccarat Extrait, not it. Sorry, I just disagree. I don't think that is a dupe for it at all. It's just Red Temptation, a different version of it. A little more, like I said, edgy, grungy. Okay, and then another one people have been really loving to hate, and this is the Ellis Brooklyn Vanilla Milk. And at the very beginning, I was one of those that was loving to hate it. Like, I was not impressed the first time I smelled it, and I think I was letting other people's opinions get in my head, and that can happen when you start reading reviews or watching other videos. Like, what other people say, it does affect your mindset. Also, I've had a chance for it to sit for a couple weeks now. Sometimes that makes a difference. So in here we have the accords of vanilla, warm, spicy, latonic, woody, cocoa, amber, powdery, balsamic, sweet, and aromatic. This one, to me, you guys, smells like straight up melted vanilla bean organic ice cream. Like, you know, the kind of ice cream that when it melts, it melts. It doesn't turn into like a weird mushy thing because there's not a bunch of fillers in there. Like, truly melted, real vanilla bean pod ice cream. That is what I get. It is extremely creamy, but I will say the alcohol content in here, it's sharp. Like, it takes a little bit for that alcohol vibe to go away to really leave behind the creaminess. And I think that is what threw me for a loop at first. The alcohol in here is like kind of in your face. But when it dries down on clothes, it smells really nice and really creamy. And again, just like vanilla bean ice cream, it is gourmand. Like, this is truly a gourmand. To me, this really doesn't smell like a fragrance. It smells like something you're going to eat. I actually don't wear this on its own often. I like to pair it with other vanilla-centric fragrances to give it that real creamy vanilla vibe. One I've been eyeballing for so long, Alien Fusion by Mukhallat. This is white floral, warm spicy, amber, tuberose, cinnamon, vanilla, animalic, citrus, sweet, powdery. If you have Armani Code for women, this reminds me a lot of it. I very much get the root beer-ish vibes from this, which is fine with me. I love perfumes that make me think of root beer, and I think it is the soft spices in here along with the syrupy creaminess of it. It's that ginger, it's the cinnamon that really makes me think root beer, that spiciness, and then the vanilla and the tuberose and the amber make it that syrupy kind of effect. I can't decide if I like the Armani Code better or this better. I'm kind of on the fence. I need to give her more wear time to really get my full thoughts on it, but I'm not mad to have it at my collection. Is the bottle not so wonderful? Like, she's a beauty. The red color, so eye-catching. Only 2 more fragrances here. We're almost through. This was another Burlington find. I think it was like 20 bucks. I couldn't resist. This is the tobacco and tonka bean. I actually really love tobacco fragrances. This is vanilla, sweet, fruity, tobacco, amber, and coconut. It is a very tobacco fragrance. There's plum in here. I definitely get that rich, dark fruitiness. Definitely unisex, but I love this. And this is one that is sweet enough that, I don't know, this one wears well on me. Like, I don't feel like an imposter when I'm wearing this like I do Amber Fever. This one, I don't know. I can wear it. I can rock it. I don't know if it's that dark fruit in there, because like I love the dark fruit vibes in like Britney Spears' Midnight Fantasy. Now obviously these smell nothing alike, but I get that dark fruit vibe in there as well. It's just got that niche smell to it. You're not going to smell like everybody else. This could definitely be a signature scent. It's very different, and I think it's because you don't see a lot of strong tobacco notes. Then you mix in that dark fruit and the coconut. Oh, I love this one. Like, I really love this one. Out of my Banana Republic fragrances, I'm going to say this is my top pick, honestly. And then lastly, I decided to try Oakcha for the first time because I love Kilian's Angel Share. But again, because I like to try so many fragrances, I can't justify spending crazy amounts on one bottle. So I decided to get the dupe, and I'm really impressed with Oakcha. The price is really nice. The bottles to me look very cool and different, and like they're still pretty on your shelf. They don't just look like some ugly dupe house. No offense, alt fragrances in my opinion are wonderful, but the packaging is ugly. It just is. This is really pretty, and I have smelled Angel Share so many times, so I know what it smells like. And in my opinion, like, if I walk by you and someone wearing the real thing walks by you, you're not gonna be able to tell the difference. So in here from the Oakcha, I can never say it, website, we have cognac, cinnamon, tonka bean, oak, praline, vanilla, and sandalwood. The thing that has always floored me with Angel Share, and this does too, is most of us get an appley vibe, even though there's absolutely no apple in here. Like, you straight up get like boozy apple cider that is fully spiced. This is fall in a bottle. Okay guys, that was a lot of them, but we got through them, and I'm so excited to share this with you. If you want me to break down any of these fragrances more or give them like a serious wear test and give you more feedback, just let me know in the comments below. I would be so happy to do that. And yeah, let me know your favorite fall fragrances. And as always, please try to stay positive, because at the end of the day, that is truly all we can try to do. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.